I wrong in saying that Sweden has always sort of had a narrow distribution between the power, you know, the top and the bottom. And if they're limiting the ability of citizens to come together collectively and organize, are they taking away some democracy here, or?
Yeah, I would definitely say so. And I think that my theory is that the right-wing parties won the last election, saying that they were standing for welfare as well. They were saying that they're the new workers' party. But I think that they were benefiting on the suspicion that people have had against the spaces, because they don't believe that they're getting the service or the ability to decide over them as they wanted to. So because that's why you can appeal to people saying that, okay, own your own property. At least you choose what you want with it. It sounds like freedom, but we can't act freely individually. As my friend has written a book about it, the Digital Manifesto, he talks about in an age where we have free access to almost all music that has been ever made in the world through digital files, we have to get help from collectives even more in our choosing. What music do we choose? It all depends on friends and different circles and actually physical places that you're in.
Yes.
Like
to filter.
Communal, exactly. Public, communal, and the cultural houses, for example, where people can meet. If you have a great entrance fee to everything, to concerts and to everything being private, then how will people even listen to music and start listening to music? And there's a term that a friend did which is called the Spotification, you can maybe say. It's first taking something that's free and making it into a commodity, and the other thing is to like you say in Swedish, that you cut off its tail. That is to say, the tail is like an old theory about the axis and the how much. If you say that, if you see all the music in the world, the tail is the smaller stuff.
Of
the
course.
thing is not that commercial, etc. What you're doing with Spotify is you're cutting the tail off. So the only thing accessible is the main commercial bands and music. So that is what you're doing when you're,
right,
taking something common and making it to a commodity. Yeah.
Exactly. It's like I remember growing up in Seattle, and when grunge was taking off, and Sub Pop Records was big, and unfortunately, Sub Pop Records said themselves the future of the small label is the tail being cut off, but it sort of says, well, what about people who create things? And so it seems that what you're really defending is you're defending the individual and small collective people to get together, be creative, and do things. And it's a whole theme that's been running through the evening here, which is so strong. We had Peter Sunda from Flatter, and sharing that look, it's us as individuals who really make the stuff.
Yeah, exactly. And we have to work that much now that we don't even have time to use what we're working for. It becomes like an abstract thing that we're working for, and we don't ever get the pay for it, if you say. And I think that people are actually recognizing it, especially people who are doing like programming or developer workings. It's like the boundary between work and your free time is getting thinner and thinner. So feeling the exploitation in another way because it's taking over their life. We're seeing that, okay, I'm having to pick up my wallet each time I come here, and we maybe have to see, are all our friends coming? Oh, I don't know, that person doesn't have money. The problem is that when you don't have the sharing, is that people start to compare themselves against each other instead of saying that, okay, what do we have in common? It's like some kind of alienation.
It's a division.
Yeah, exactly.
It's an artificial division between people.
Each other, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Now, you were saying that with some of the actual physical space, there's actually been some occupations of properties, and you gave a good example when we were speaking earlier. Maybe could you share that with us?
Yeah, exactly. In Stockholm, for example, and what we wrote about also in the magazine, we have had spotting and occupying of spaces that are from the beginning tax paid. So they are already common places. It's not private property, but it's a common place. Maybe, for example, there was this, I don't know what you call it, like this swimming house where
Yes.
amongst other
A fitness
children,
center.
yeah, exactly. They had like this exercise for old people in warm water, so it was one of the few places in Stockholm in that area that had those. Communal authority in Stockholm said that okay, it's only taking money, the renovation cost will be a lot, and we have to shut it down. So they occupied it, and the thing is that we started seeing more and more the connection between digital files and what culture is available at spaces, physical spaces. Because this was, when they were taking the place, they wanted a new cultural house. They wanted cultural activities as well as and they were planning it themselves. There were like parties there during those weeks. There were a lot of different activities. I met a lot of people that I wouldn't have met if it wasn't for that place. People meet and they get united. The common in that place was us taking this squat and wanting, a house together. I mean, squatting in Sweden is also houses that aren't worn down at all. They are quite great places. Normally, so we had a lot of different activities, bands playing, etc. So we saw the how do you say, how much more important physical places have become.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's interesting though how you've made that sync between the physical space and the digital commons, and put that together, and how they kind of go hand in hand, and they're about sort of the same overall movement or push. Yeah.
Now people are taking back the initiative, saying that we want to be able to govern over our common places as well. When we pay tax, we didn't want to sell our vote to be able to say that no, we think this is wrong. But we didn't want to shut down this fitness center.
What happened? Where did the elderly people go after this closed down? What was their option?
I don't know what option they gave them actually. It's the same with women not getting work or only working part-time, and the public sphere getting smaller and smaller. When old people or when the children don't go to the kindergarten.
Yes.
Yeah, then the mothers are taking care of the children. So it's a very conservative movement we're seeing here.
Seems dangerous to what's an egalitarian society traditionally, and what's really disappointing to hear is that the elderly people who have paid taxes all their life, very high taxes, and now the services are sort of being denied to them, and it seems like an unfair handshake, if you will. Is that fair to sum it up?
Yeah.
All right. Well, back to the magazine real quick. When's the next issue available?
The next issue will be available from somewhere in the beginning of September.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of great illustrations and artwork in there.
Yeah, exactly.
So even though it's in Swedish, there's still a lot of great visualizations and whatnot that might interest a marketplace who doesn't speak Swedish.
I think that we just started in the near future. I hope that we will have translations in English as well.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Oh, wonderful. What's the website?
It's tidningenbrand.se.
Okay. Well, I think we'll text that in. I think it'll be easier,
I
right?
hope you understood that. Yeah, tidningenbrand.se. So you'll find it in a way.
Well, perfect. I wish you all the luck with the magazine, and I really hope that works out well. And thank you for fighting the common spaces for us in the netosphere, and also
well, we're all doing it by being here right now. So thank you.
Thank you, Samira.
Thank you.
Tack så mycket.